Another day, another opportunity to learn. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we explore the themes that will drive African opportunities over the next 15 years. We are excited to have you join us on this journey as we delve into the exciting and dynamic landscape of Africa's future. Africa is a continent of vast potential, with abundant natural resources, a youthful population, and a growing middle class. In the next 15 to 20 years, Africa is poised to become one of the most important economic regions in the world, with opportunities for growth and development that are simply unparalleled. Our channel is dedicated to exploring the themes that will drive African opportunities over the coming decades, from the rise of urbanization and the growing importance of technology to the increasing emphasis on sustainability and the growing role of women in the economy. We will be discussing these themes in depth, bringing you insights and analysis from leading experts in their fields, as well as interviews with entrepreneurs, policymakers, and thought leaders who are shaping Africa's future. We believe that understanding these themes is essential for anyone who wants to succeed in Africa's fast-changing landscape. So whether you are a business owner, investor, policymaker, or simply someone who is interested in Africa's future, we invite you to join us on this journey. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you exciting and informative content about the themes that will drive African opportunities over the next decades. It is estimated that over the next 15 years, 15 to 20 million increasingly well-educated young people will enter Africa's workforce every year. We outline the themes that we believe will be the drivers of opportunities that can deliver on Africa's required job creation. Number 1. Skills development for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Home to 13% of the world's working-age population, and growing, Africa must prepare its workforce and labor market entrants for the work opportunities that the Fourth Industrial Revolution brings. Technology is the most disruptive force in human history, delivering a profound impact on society, labor markets, and human interaction. Technology has the power to create huge shifts in our economies and society, as it brings with it a possibility to rethink how Africa creates value, prosperity, economic opportunity, and inclusivity for its people and the world. With sub-Saharan Africa being home to 13% of the world's working-age population, estimated to reach 17% by 2030, no other region presents such an opportunity to capture the economic and social benefits of the technological revolution. To capture this value, Africa must prepare its existing workforce and labor market entrants for the work opportunities of the future. Number 2. Inter-Africa connectivity, collaboration, and trade. The unification of Africa into the world's largest free trade area brings with it opportunities not only for cross-border trade, but for greater African connectivity, collaboration, and ultimately the economic opportunity. Ratified in 2019, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, AfCFTA, created the world's largest free trade area, with 54 of Africa's 55 countries as signatories. This unprecedented agreement integrates the entire African continent into a unified market, combining the power of a region with $2.5 trillion in GDP and a population of over 1.2 billion people. Whilst its main objective is to create a single continental market for goods and services, with an estimated initial boost in intra-African trade of 33%, MoveMeBack believes that it also presents an opportunity for greater flow of skills and ideas. By providing the mechanism of free movement of people, investment, products, and services, AfCFTA has the potential to spark greater connectivity and collaboration among African changemakers across borders and drive the creation of new business and economic opportunities. Number 3. End-to-end value chain capture. Only 22% of our export has high-value consumer or capital goods. Africa has the potential for significant economic opportunity by capturing its own end-to-end value chains, and through increased participation in global value chains. Changing consumer demand, rapid urbanization, and industrialization have increased the global demand for consumer and capital goods. However, Africa continues to be disproportionately underrepresented in global value chains. That is production that crosses at least one border. In sub-Saharan Africa, 52% of exports are for raw materials, whilst only 6% is in capital goods, and 16% for consumer goods. Compare this with China, where 46% of its exports are in capital goods and 36% in consumer goods. To advance sustainable development across Africa, we must transform from a rural, agriculture-based region to an industrial society. Greater participation in global value chains and localization of our own value chains can be key drivers to transforming African workers out of low-productivity agriculture and into modernized food processing and distribution, and labor-intensive manufacturing. Number 4. Access to financial services and products. With 66% of Africans still unbanked, the majority of Africans are still unable to access products including saving accounts, loans, and investments that help drive economic activity and development. Access to financial services and products is a key enabler to grasping economic opportunities and achieving economic growth. According to the World Bank, 66% of Africans remain unbanked. This means that most Africans still cannot access the financial services needed to save for future needs such as education or health, or credit and investment to enable their business to expand, create jobs, and contribute to the reduction of poverty. Achieving financial inclusion and providing everyone with the opportunity for economic stimulus is a key driver to delivering inclusive and sustainable growth in Africa. Thus, access to safe, affordable, convenient, and lasting financial services, therefore, continues to be a fundamental opportunity area that brings with it an economic opportunity not just for those who are currently financially excluded, but also for those providing financial solutions to hundreds of millions of adults. Number 5. Exporting African culture and identity. The creative, cultural, and tourism industries provide opportunities for Africa to not only reclaim its narrative but for job creation and economic growth. The Western discourse continues to paint an uninspiring narrative of Africa's history, present, and future. However, the continent's rich and diverse heritage and culture bring with it opportunities for job creation across film, music, visual art, tourism, and more. The creative and cultural industries are well recognized as a driver of Africa's economic growth, with the sector, including film, television, music, art, fashion, architecture, newspapers, and more, employing over 500,000 people. The love for African culture is no better epitomized than in the fact that Nollywood continues to be the second largest film market by output in the world. Opportunities across hotels, hospitality, and leisure are also vast, with Africa being the second fastest growing tourism region in the world, and the creator of 1 out of 5 new jobs in Africa, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council. The sector is set to continue growing, aided by an increase in domestic travel courtesy of AfCFTA. Ghana's Year of Return in 2019 demonstrated the possibility for international tourism across the continent, with the number of diasporans visiting in the year far exceeding the projected number of 500,000. Thus, ownership of our culture and creativity is therefore not only intrinsically bound to our ability to own our history, narrative, and legacy, but it also presents great economic potential for the continent. Number 6. Energy access. With 2 out of 3 people with no access to energy, and demand growing twice as fast as the global average, Africa must provide scalable, affordable, and sustainable energy solutions. Energy access puts a strain on Africa's ability to develop and thrive, as its growing demand from its increasingly urban population is not being met. Access to energy is a key driver to development in Africa, as it powers essential services such as schools and hospitals, and makes communities safer. Its role in economic growth is crucial, as energy access not only enables businesses of all sizes to thrive but also fuels industrial production. However, 600 million people in sub-Saharan Africa, 2 out of 3 people, do not have access to electricity. Driven by urbanization and a population set to double by 2050, energy demand in Africa is growing twice as fast as the global average. BP forecasts that electricity demand from Africa will triple by 2040, with renewables becoming the largest source of power generation. To achieve sustainable development and enable the growth of businesses, products, and industries across Africa, Africa must provide scalable, affordable, and sustainable energy solutions. A mix of renewable energy solutions including solar, wind farms, geothermal power, and modern grids could be the answer to meeting Africa's energy needs. Number 7. Baseline healthcare and disease protection. Home to 15% of the global population, but 71% of incidences of infectious diseases. Great opportunities lie in the advancement of medical care, digital health, and disease protection across Africa. Africa's healthcare provision and disease protection are shockingly low and continue to be a huge drag on the continent's development. Although home to over 15% of the global population, Africa is the recipient of less than 1% of global health expenditure. Only 3% of the world's health workers, and bears 71% of the global distribution of infectious diseases. Linked to many infectious diseases is poor sanitation, a surge that 300 million people across Africa suffer from. The result is that Africa accounts for almost half the world's deaths of children under 5, and 50% of children under 5 who die of pneumonia, diarrhea, measles, HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria are in Africa. Fundamental to Africa's development is therefore a transformation in our ability to protect all Africans from basic diseases and premature immortality. Opportunities to drive huge advancements in healthcare exist in the increased provision of hospitals and trained staff. We can ignore the scalable and affordable provision of clean water and sanitation, and mHealth, medicine and public health supported by mobile devices. Digital technologies provide opportunities to provide healthcare and vital information to patients in the most remote areas. Also, improve data collection and supply chains to ensure the right medicines reach the right areas. Find innovative ways to transport products by road and sky, and in ensuring the authenticity of medicine. Number 8. Africa-owned digital platforms. If data is king, then digital platforms built for big data will be the biggest winners of all. Digital infrastructure is transforming the continent, improving lives, and creating jobs. From shopkeepers accepting mobile payments, to farmers increasing their productivity via real-time information on weather. But also pregnant women in rural areas, having access to vital information, disease diagnostics, and ethnic hate speech monitoring. Driving this transformation is the collection and analysis of digital data to understand audiences, drive decisions, improve performance, and propel the direction of innovation. With only 25% of Africans online, the ability to provide the continent with affordable and scalable connectivity solutions is key to its development. As more Africans come online, the growth in digital data will be exponential. Data is king, the new Oxygen, World Economic Forum, and the new oil, Chinese AI specialist Kai-Fu Lee. In 2016, the World Economic Forum estimated that the digitization of industry could generate a global dividend of $100 trillion by 2026. The largest companies in the world, including Facebook, Amazon, and Google, are all data companies and digital platforms. They are collecting data, understanding patterns, and influencing the behaviors of individuals, organizations, and governments across the world. They are also monetizing their data by selling it to advertisers, banks, political parties, and others. But who owns Africa's digital data? If data is king, then large, digital platforms that successfully drive usage and online interactions, built from the ground to gather and analyze data, will be the biggest winners of all. Bonus theme: positive mindset. Having a positive mindset is essential for achieving success in life, and this is particularly true for people in Africa. Despite the many challenges that the continent faces, having a positive mindset can help Africans to overcome obstacles, seize opportunities, and achieve their goals. For example, many successful African entrepreneurs have embraced a positive mindset. Aliko Dangote, who started his business empire with a loan from his uncle and now has a net worth of over $14 billion. Similarly, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the first female and African Director General of the World Trade Organization. She has credited to her positive mindset as one of the tools that help her to overcome challenges and achieve success in her career. These examples show that a positive mindset can make all the difference, and that by focusing on solutions rather than problems. Individuals in Africa can create a brighter future for themselves and their communities. By adopting a positive mindset, Africans can tap into their creativity, resilience, and resourcefulness to create a brighter future for themselves and their communities. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel, where we have explored the themes that will drive African opportunities over the next decades. We hope that our discussions and insights have been valuable in helping you understand the exciting and dynamic landscape of Africa's future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.